Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this month I read 5 books, and only 2 of them are actually from like my TBR for this month. So let's talk about what I read. I realized this month that I'm more of a mood reader. So whenever I have a set TBR that's not like for a video, I don't want to read those books because I'm just like, don't tell me what to do. So I just ended up picking up books that I was in the mood for like throughout the month. So here are the books that I read. So this month I read Powerless. This book made me feel things. I don't know if it's like an all-time favorite. I did like it better than Fourth Wing. I know, I am so sorry. I don't want to trigger anyone. This book is about a kingdom where you have elites and ordinaries. Elites kind of rule everything. They have power, they have money, they have good positions, and the ordinaries, they have any type of powers, and they are being persecuted in this book. So we follow our female main character. Her name is Peyton. She is one day chosen to participate in this like trials that the kingdom hosts, and she's going head to head with elites. You know, she's the only ordinary that's, you know, put into these trials, even though no one knows. No one can know that she's an ordinary because then she would be in danger. So she's going head to head with elites, and she has to find a way to survive these trials without dying, you know, because every other person has powers that can just like kill her at any moment. So her storyline, trying to survive that world. And there's also a love interest. His name is Kai. He's a sweetheart. I really like him. So this is very much a romantasy. There were some aspects of the book that I didn't love. A lot of people compare this book to Hunger Games, which I could see why, but it's nowhere near as good as the Hunger Games. I also read this book in a video called This Video Doesn't End Until I Find a 5-Star Read. So if you want to know more about how I feel about this book, you can check that video out. But I think I gave this video a 4-star. Now that I'm thinking about it more, maybe it's like a 3.7. But yes, I thought that it was really good. I cried at the end. This ending got to me. I thought it was so sad. I was in bed and I was just like bawling my eyes out. It was really, really good. The next book I read is called Goodnight Tokyo by Atsuhiro Yoshida. I am very sorry if I mispronounced that. I rated this book a 5 stars. It got me out of a reading slump. It made me feel like so cozy. It made me feel like I was living in a magical world. So this book, we are following the lives of 7 people. It's the type of book where it's 7 strangers. They're all living their lives separately, and then at the end they kind of connect and it all like intertwines at the end of the book. That's the kind of story that this is. Everything that happens in this book is at midnight. It's a very cozy book. It's very magical. This is the type of book that even though it's short, it took me a while to finish because I just kept rereading the page over and over again. I wanted to savor the words. I wanted to put myself in the environment of this book so badly because it was just so magical. There's no other words to say about it. It's just a magical book. The next book I read is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I am so late to this trend because I've never ever read anything by Colleen Hoover. This is my first book, and I don't know what to say. This was a buddy read between my sister and my friend Carissa. Hi Carissa. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while to get into it. I think Carissa finished it before I did, so I think after I got to like this 60-page mark, it was easier for me to get into the story. It's a very easy book to read. Her writing is very simple. This is a book about domestic abuse, which I had no idea. I thought this book was gonna be a love story, honestly, because of the cover, and boy was I wrong. That is not complete. I mean, it is about a love story that, you know, ends up really badly. I don't know, it's a very sensitive topic. What I didn't like about this book was the letters to Ellen. Like, why Ellen? Every time I would get to a letter, I was just like, okay, let me read this stupid letter. Aside from that, I think that this book was just fine. It did make me cry at the end, but only because, you know, I have emotions, and if you write something sad, I'm gonna cry. But it didn't leave an impact on me. I am excited to watch the movie though. So I think I'm gonna give it like a 3-star. Or I might be too harsh. No, I think this is like okay, you know what? Like a 3.5. I'll give this like a 3.5 because it was good. Okay, so the next book I read is on my Kindle, and it's called 100% Match. And oh my gosh. Okay, I think this book is like 90 pages. It's written in first person, so throughout the whole book, you're just like listening to his thoughts, and I flew through it. I will say, trigger warning. If you don't like anything disgusting, please don't ever read this book, because it's just, this is a type of book that is just fucked up, okay? It's very messed up. This mini story, we're following a man named Bart who is looking for his perfect match. Bart here owns his own home, he has a car, he has a job, which are just qualities that women like and that he thinks will help him find a partner. But what he fails to mention is that he's also a little dirty man. If you don't like reading about feces or blood or anything gory, then this book is not for you, because that's what half of this book is. This book made me gag so many times. It made me just like say, what the hell am I reading? It's that type of book. I don't want to say a lot about it, because it's such a short story that if I say something, it's just gonna give it away. But yeah, this book is about a guy named Bart who is just twisted in his brain, and he's looking for a girlfriend. So those things don't go hand in hand. So you can kind of tell how this is gonna go. Okay, so last but not least is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. This is my first Ali Hazelwood book ever, and I really enjoyed it. I can't believe how much I like this. Flew through this. I read this in a day. I couldn't stop reading it. I thought it was so funny. I was giddy the whole time. It was just like the banter between these two characters is just so like it made me giddy, you know? The spicy scenes in this book were out of this world. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I've read like a couple of spicy books, but I've never really deep dive into the world of like dirty books. So this is the dirtiest book that I've ever read, and oh my gosh, it just came out of nowhere and it took me by surprise, but it wasn't bad. It was good. It was a good surprise. In this book, we are following Rue, who's a food scientist who works for a company named Klein. She has a perfect life, she has a perfect job, and then out of nowhere, there's a group of people that want to buy the company that she works for. Things worse, she ends up falling in love with one of the guys that wants to buy the company. So it's a conflict of interest. I wouldn't say this is technically a enemies to lovers. It's more of an inconvenience love to lovers. I don't even know if that makes sense. It's just inconvenience, but I don't think they're enemies. It's just an inconvenient moment that they fall in love. But yeah, that is basically the premise of this book. This book made me laugh. This book made me like look over my shoulders to make sure no one was reading what I was reading, and I really like this book. I think I rated this book a 4-star. So yeah, I really like this. I want to read something else by Ali Hazelwood. I know that The Love Hypothesis is very popular by her, so I might pick that one up next and see if it's just as good as this one. I also want to shout out to books that I'm in the middle of. I didn't finish reading them this month, but I am in the middle of them. So right now I'm reading Butcher and Blackbird. I am 39 pages in, and so far it's I don't know. So far it's okay. I need some encouragement with this book because I was about to DNF it so many times. I think I just need them to get to it, you know? Right now we're in the part where everything's still kind of slow and it's not that entertaining for me. If you read this book and you like it, please let me know in the comments if I should keep reading it, because I really want to. I know people love this book and I want to love it too. So please let me know if I should keep reading this because I need some encouragement. The next book that I'm in the middle of is Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. I'm reading this book for another video. So far I am 20 pages in and I am loving this book. I love this book so far. I love the way Catherine Center writes. She is so funny. This book has made me laugh so many times, and I'm not even like halfway through. I am 20 pages in, and this book has already made me feel so attached to the female main character. We've had a glimpse of what I assume is going to be the love interest, and I already love him. And that's because I've only read about him like in a page, like one whole page, and I already love him. So this book is just beautifully written. It is hilarious. The female main character feels like an actual person that's talking, that's having a conversation. I feel like with some books, whenever you're reading them, it just feels like no one will ever say that, you know, like that doesn't happen in real life. No one talks like that. And with these characters, like I can see it, you know what I mean? Like I can see me having a conversation with her, and it's just great so far. I love this book. I can't wait to finish it, and I will let you guys know what I think, because this has a possibility of being a 5-star read for me. I know it's too soon to say, but it has a possibility because I already love it. So yeah, those are the two books that I'm in the middle of right now. And these are the books that I read this month. If you read any of these books, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.